What's up all you mentees, this is the Uncanny Omar from Near Mint Condition, and today I'm going to do an overview of the Hellsing Deluxe Edition from Dark Horse Comics, so please stay tuned. And welcome back everybody. Now, let's get this opened. As you can see, it is sealed because it is mature content in here. In the back it explains what it contains. The retail price is $49.99, and there's a picture of Alucard. So let's get it out of its plastic. And this comes out. This is just a sticker that you can peel off. And so is the parental advisory. Just a sticker, which is good because I hate when they put it on the actual book. The words Hellsing Deluxe Edition, the cross, and of course the creator right here, Kota Hirano, are all embossed as well as on the spine. It's a really nice looking book. You can probably tell it does come with a ribbon. So as far as the size of this particular deluxe edition, it is as tall as the Berserk Deluxe Edition. So of course taller and longer than the original release. So as far as original release, this was originally a manga, only 10 volumes, and that's it. That's the complete story. So there should be 3 of these. That manga then inspired an anime. However, just like most anime, the manga wasn't finished, so years later they did another series called Ultimate Hellsing, which was pretty much one episode was 1 volume. So there were a total of 10 episodes, and they were freaking awesome. And if you've never heard of this, and if you've never watched it, you owe it to yourself to at least read it in this beautiful format. So let's get it open. One thing before I open it up, this has more of a leather finish to it than Berserk. So it looks more like a leather-bound book. So let's get it open. Red bookend pages. We have Hellsing Deluxe Edition. Translations by Dwayne Johnson. I don't want to hear any jokes about The Rock like y'all did a few times before. And then lettering and retouches. So the contents are all these chapters here. So if it goes to chapter 27, I want to say that's actually the first 4 little tankobons. So it collects 4 of these. That's crazy. Well, I guess that makes sense, right? If there's a total of 10, how are you going to split them up? Alright, no cover. So maybe the cover's all the way at the end like Berserk. And here we have Vampire Hunter. So what is this about? What is Hellsing about? What's going to be the selling point for this other than this badass artwork? What is the main plot without giving anything away? Well, it focuses on this secret organization known as the Hellsing Organization. And they fight vampires and ghouls and pretty much just supernatural characters or villains that threaten England. And they do it with the help... Sorry about that, I had to cut there because I realized I just opened the book and I didn't properly stretch the spine. So, if you want to know more about stretching the spine of a new book, click on the link above. So, they do it with the help of this gentleman right here. This undead vampire named Alucard. And together, they hunt, like I mentioned, the supernatural for the sake of England and the Queen. And Alucard's a badass that fights with 2 guns. Oh, and it's so graphic and violent. It is right up my alley. And then just the angles that it's drawn, it is freaking awesome. Now, this series originally was published in Japan in 1997. And like I said, it took a long time for it to end. And it was only 10 volumes. And it ended in 2008. So way after the original release of the 13-episode anime. And like I said, they released it later as Ultimate Hellsing. Let's skip through here. Now, of course, I have to talk about this character right here, and that is Sarah's Victoria, who was a policewoman that got turned into a vampire by Alucard because he had to save her life. And, you know, that's not much of a spoiler, really, because that happens within the first chapter. So now she joined the Hellsing organization. And all of this, by the way, is led by one of the coolest names in a manga or in a comic book, and that is this lady right here, Sir Integra Fairbrook Wingate Hellsing. She is the head of these Protestant Knights of Hellsing, of the Hellsing family, that leads them. And of course, no secret organization or no rich, powerful family is without their own badass butler, and that is this gentleman right here, Walter C. Dornez. And that's pretty much who makes up the main core of Hellsing. There are other characters that show up later. And let's see here. Let's look through some more pages, because there's a lot of secrets to Alucard that he doesn't reveal yet, and I'm not even going to spoil that, even if you've never heard of the name Alucard or have played Symphony of the Night or any of those twists, just in case. If this is just your first time you heard of that name. There are a lot of secrets to his powers, who he really is. Was he made? Was he born this way? How long he'd been part of Hellsing? That is where really the beauty of this series lies. Is who do you trust? Of course, the other selling point is this freaking artwork. I'm trying not to spoil anything by showing some of the action sequences, because they're just freaking awesome. They're easy to follow too. And one of the things that I've noticed, and I'm sure you've noticed by now as I'm flipping through here, are that the sound effects are translated within the panels, or right outside of the panels sometimes. And the other thing that I don't think I have to mention, but just in case, this reads from your traditional Japanese manga right to left in the traditional style. Like I mentioned, yeah, the action sequences are easy to follow. They are brutal and violent. We're talking almost Berserk-like levels. But then again, nothing is like Berserk, right? Still waiting on my Volume 5, and see what I mean by violent? That is freaking gorgeous. We have another book that was just announced that's to come in Deluxe Edition, and that is Blade of the Immortal, one of my top 10 favorite manga of all time. Seems like my favorite manga is getting the deluxe treatment, so I may make a video on what I think needs the deluxe treatment. Let's do a little comparison here in the artwork to showcase why I think books like these are important. So here we have the original release, well, at least here in America, compared to the new deluxe edition. You can tell my pages are already starting to yellow. As a matter of fact, I don't know how many times I've reread this in the years that I've had it. One of the big significant differences, though, is the lack of translation on the sound effects. As a matter of fact, the book doesn't translate them at all. Most of the time, back in the day, manga, especially from Tokyo Pop, sometimes Dark Horse, would put the sound effect translations all the way in the back. But in this particular manga, there are no sound effects to be found. And to me, sound effects are a very important part of the story. Sometimes they can lead into another panel. Sometimes it foreshadows things to come, like footsteps. I love it, and I think it's important. As somebody that reads manga, sometimes I have hated the fact that it's not translated. But, yep, here's another page compared to this gorgeous paper. The paper quality, by the way, is the same as Berserk. It's this thick matte paper. Just look at that. Man, I cannot wait for volume 9 and 10 to be collected in this format. Let's look in the back here for extras, because within the chapters I didn't see any covers either. Okay, I am censoring the page on the right, because obviously that is the ending to this book. And this is all that's left. So we just have a little blurb as to what else Kota Hirano has done when he was born. And then we have the bookend pages. So I assume, and this is just me thinking, maybe because this collects the first 4 volumes, Volume 2 will probably collect volumes 5 through 8, and then the final volume will collect volumes 9 and 10. Maybe in the final volume is where we will see all the covers. This particular volume has 696 pages, and I talked about, there's one of my favorite freaking characters, Anderson. Let's talk about the binding, since I've talked about the paper quality already. So it is sewn binding, and there's that eye, so it can lay flat. Like I mentioned, I forgot to open it up properly as I was flipping through the pages, so I had to go back and flex that spine. So here is your free ribbon bookmark. Love when they do this. Now, you can purchase the book from our sponsor, cheapgraphicnovels.com, your online home for brand new graphic novels and collected editions up to 50% off the cover price. Cheap Graphic Novels prides itself on packaging your books so they arrive safely and in excellent condition, as well as prompt and helpful service. And check out their bargain bin for even greater deals up to 90% off cover price. And for you Minties,
Cheap Graphic Novels is running a special promotion. If you're a first-time customer, let them know you were referred by Near Mint Condition at the checkout, and you'll receive a credit for free shipping on your next order. Now, this is only for U.S. customers. Cheap Graphic Novels, your source for the hottest books with the kind of deep discounts, quality shipping, and customer service that will keep you coming back for more.
Now, that was the contents of the book, the build of the book, and of course, the page count. Let me know in those comments down below if you've already read Hellsing, if you're looking forward to this deluxe edition, if you've never read it, or if you've only watched the anime, both Ultimate Hellsing and the original Hellsing. I'd love to know all those comments down below. I'm really looking forward to this set, and of course the upcoming Blade of the Immortal. Please don't forget to hit that like, subscribe button. We put out videos every day. Don't forget to ring that bell for notifications to let you know when our videos are going live. We can be found on Redbubble and Patreon. Great ways to support the channel, and thank you to our existing patrons. And more importantly, please everybody stay healthy, stay safe, and much love to all of you.